Hey guys, so I am back today. I've got Sector 4 for you, and later on I will have Sector 5. I am almost done there, and we can be through. Oh gosh, so close to being done this conquest. Before we hop into it and we go over everything, I do want to say thank you so much to my patrons. Absolutely love the support. You guys are fantastic, and it is tons of fun to hang out on the Discord server and chat there. So, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. It has been awesome. Okay. Let's look at these feats for Sector 4 for this Conquest series. These ones are a little bit interesting. A couple of them are directly repeated from the last series, Evasion Down and Armor Shred. So even in the sector, we need to inflict Evasion Down 40 times and Armor Shred 20 times. These were exactly the same as the last Conquest series in this exact sector. Win 14 battles with a full squad of Tuskens. This is surprisingly doable, even if you don't have a full Relic Tusken squad in this sector. Which, if you are working towards getting the warrior kills, it is kind of nice there because you can hopefully have her get some kills while you're working towards working towards these wins. Then gain riposte 40 times. This is bugged currently. Jedi Knight Cal can gain riposte, and it is not working if you use him. So you have to use Malicos or you have to use Dooku. Those are the only two characters that are going to be able to get this feat done for you. Okay, so let's look at the video here, and I'm going to give you a tip on riposte that I don't have a video of, but what I'm planning to do. So, all right, let's hop in. Okay, so let's start really straightforward here on this Imperial Trooper node, and we're going to go with the Tusken wins. So you need the full Tusken squad here, and it's going to work really nicely against troopers because of the attacks at a turn with the Chieftain Zeta there on the leadership. They'll be getting stunned, so it's pretty manageable to make your way through. I also really like the idea of the troopers since they have that Imperial stack buff there where they come back after you kill them. So you have more of an opportunity to have warrior land any kills if you're working towards that global feat. I'm not worried about managing that, to be honest with you. I'm just more concerned about getting through, getting the wins done here, and making sure we get the 14 since it is worth the 10 points. It does also work really nicely against the mini boss. If you have the mini boss done, and once you go back and you want to circle back around, you can get it done there as well. So keep that in mind. Very straightforward. Again, I'm using the volatile accelerator disc, an amplify agony, and then some offensive discs because my discs still suck at this point. Okay, so that is Tuskens there. Here, though, let's look at riposte. So I don't have any as of yet, but I am going to go in against the Mon Mothma squad again. I know a few people are doing this. It works on the Mon Mothma squad. You can do it on the mini boss as well. I am going to plan to finish riposte, to be honest with you, on the boss node. Those are my discs here. And I'm going to go in shorthanded on this node, though, for it. And it does sort of work. I mean, I think it'll work better on the boss, to be honest with you, but it can work here depending on how you've got your team set up. So Empire Palpatine lead, you're going to want to tank. So I took crew, and then riposte is going to come from Dooku there, plus Watt for the techs that we're going to use. So you're going to want the tank tech on crew and the weapons tech on Dooku just to kind of cycle him with some more turns. The downside with giving him the weapons tech is if he does land a kill, they won't revive. So that can be a little bit detrimental. But at least this way, with the Palpatine lead with Volatile Accelerator, you're feeding all of your dark side enemies, dark side allies turn meter so that you can go through and have some more turns that way and get through this and hopefully cycle through with Dooku some more. So the riposte is going to come from Dooku's second special here. And obviously it's currently on cooldown, but that's where you're going to get it from. And the more you can cycle back around Dooku, the better. And then that way you can get a couple of more ripostes in and get through it, because it is a little bit grindy considering it's not something that can be copied and shared around. So like Grandmaster Yoda can't copy the buff off of an enemy Dooku, for example, and spread it that way. So you have to do it this way, unfortunately, naturally with Dooku or with Malicos. And again, because he's got the weapons tech here, unfortunately, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder didn't revive. So keep that in mind. I am going to probably take this team against the boss node, though, and do it there because you cannot defeat the boss. So it's going to be great to time out against and just stack up ripostes as long as you can survive 4. So keep that in mind when you're working on this, or even armor shred. You'll be able to stack up a ton theoretically against the boss there. Okay. So that's riposte. Let's move on and look at a really simple feat here, which is Evasion Down. You need to do it 40 times. The really straightforward, simple way to get this feat done is with CLS, because C-3PO, and Chewie have it on their basic. And because they assist all the time whenever CLS is taking a turn, you are going to stack up the Evasion Down really quickly. So I'm doing it here on a Bad Batch node just because when I see Bad Batch, I automatically get my CLS squad out, and that's who I use to clear the node while I'm making my way through the sector. So I'm not going back to do this. This is just what I'm doing through the sector and naturally getting a little bit of Evasion Down this way. It's going to be a lot easier to cheese if you have a first order node. And I'm going to show you the first order node because you want to have crew available to you. I think it's a really important team to have, because you can cheese Evasion Down on it, you can cheese armor shred on it, because crew essentially just kind of sits there and takes it. So this is on the other account here. I'm just going to show you my discs real quick so that you can get an idea, but we're going to go against first order. This is on my own account because the discs are not ideal. The idea, though, when you go against crew is you don't want to have these offensive stacking discs because you're going to chew through him too quickly. So you want to take them off. That way you can kind of have him sit there. The dots aren't going to hurt him. So you're fine to have that be a thing. It's not the end of the world. And that way you can just kind of have him sit there, regain his health, and chew through at the same time. So again, if you see a first order node, take it, because you're going to want crew. So we're going to go in with Rebels again, and I'm actually going to take Sabine here as my 5th, just so that we can work on armor shred at the same time. So like I said, you want 3PO and Chewie because he's got Evasion Down on his basic, and then Sabine here is going to give us some armor shred. I don't like to take gas for armor shred against crew, and I don't like to take Cam because I find that they hit just way too hard and cut through his health so quickly that they kill him way too fast. So Sabine here is, in my opinion, the better option. So normally I would like to get rid of Hux right away because of the turn meter manipulation that he has, but Red is just going to AoE and hit hard, and I don't want him to knock out my Sabine by accident. I don't really care if Chewie dies, to be honest with you. I just don't want Sabine to die because I want her available for the armor shred. So you can see she's going to get a turn here. She can throw an armor shred down. I want to keep crew stunned if possible, and then I like to get rid of the sides just because I find them annoying and I don't want them hitting me, which is why I'm doing like an AoE and things like that with Chupio instead of his basic. And normally, here is where you would get to timeout. So you can just keep going, keep armor shredding, and somehow I do end up killing him. I don't really know how, to be honest, but it happens. And so I don't get to time out. I am going to go back and get the armor shreds done without the discs. And then that way we can work on it. But like I said, just grab the first order note anyway, because you'll be able to go back to crew and work on it that way. So you can see we got 4 armor shreds, even though we only inflicted 2. Won't say why that's the case, but that's the case. Okay, so those are the sector feats. Let's look at the mini boss here. This is on the Professor X account. So those are the discs that I currently have equipped. And we're going to go into the mini boss, which, like I said, is a Mon Mothma team. You need to win with no Jedi, Sith, unaligned Force users, etc. And then you also need to win with Scout Trooper defeating an enemy, which is an interesting type of feat. But I wanted to try and see if I could maybe have Scout Trooper take a turn if I took a full Trooper squad in and kind of do both of them at once. I wasn't too sure if it would be a thing. It's totally dependent on how your roster is built, to be honest. And then that way I would also get the no Jedi, no Sith, no unaligned Force users feat at the same time. You could also do the Tuskens here. Keep that in mind from earlier, and that will count when you get the win. It'll count for no Jedi, Sith, unaligned Force users. So there are different ways you can go about this. In the end, I decided to go with an Iden lead trooper team. So these are Professor X's troopers, like I said. And I'm going to take Scout Trooper as the 5th just to see if she lands the kill. If she doesn't, it's not the end of the world, though. All right, so pretty straightforward, though. We're going to go in and see what happens here. I am going to speed it up just because overall it's a quick fight anyway, but I'm going to go in and I want to use the special right away just in case they do kill Scout Trooper. Then at least she comes back. And you can see with the counters and everything, they just kill everyone so quickly that Scout Trooper doesn't actually get a kill, unfortunately. But you do get the 1 feat done. So I wanted to go back in and see how I could manipulate the team to have Scout Trooper take a turn. So these are the discs on my own account. This is my account now, not Professor X's, and I'm going to give myself a speed boost. And the reason why I'm going to do this is because I want to make sure I go before Mon Mothma does with the specific squad lineup that I've got. I am going to go in with Lord Vader. I don't like that I have to recommend this as the leader, but I am going to do it. You basically want to go in with somebody, though, who's going to go first and debuff the team. So Reva lead would do it. You might even honestly be able to get away with this with, Bad Batch Echo doing it and debuffing the team if he can go first, okay? And then Grand Admiral Thrawn is also very important here because I want to be able to swap the turn, and I want Grand Admiral Thrawn going before the Mon Mothma squad goes. So you want the debuffs, and then you want Thrawn to go and swap the turn to Scout. So you can see here, Vader's going to do the AoE, and Amplify Agony is going to kick in to almost kill everyone. Piet's going to go. I'm not going to hit anyone. I'm just going to mark Vader. And now it's Thrawn's turn. We're going to give the turn to Scout, and Scout's just going to kill somebody. And that's how you're going to get through it. So again, as long as you can get in there with debuffs right away with like Bad Batch Echo, Reva, whoever off the start, and then swap the turn to Scout, you'll get the kills that way. Okay, so let's look at the boss node here. This is an interesting one. All Lightside units to win with, and a full Mando squad. This is our modifier. So we get this persuasive appeal, and this is their modifier. They can't die, and if any of our characters die, they can't be revived. So that's what it's kind of going over. It's also saying that the damage they deal is equal to the health that they have left. It's based off of that. These are the discs that I have equipped right now. This is on my own account. So I'm going to go in and I want to do the Mando team first and see basically how this goes. So essentially with this boss, like I said, they can't be defeated. It's part of the modifier. So you just need to survive long enough to take advantage of the player modifier that we get. So we're going to do a full Mandalorian squad. I am going to go in with Maul lead. And then I'm going to take Bam. I wanted to take Bam because of the damage immunity that he can pass around. And that way I was hoping I would be able to keep everybody alive and 3-star the node that way through the damage immunity. And then I'm going to take Armorer, and I'm going to take Bow and probably Canderous. I was just kind of thinking about who would be the best. Not that it really matters because, again, you can't kill them. But I wanted to think about who would be able to survive here. So it literally is just Vader and Palpatine. Again, they can't die. The damage that they're going to do to you is dependent on how much health and protection they have left. So again, with Bam, I'm not going to go into Whistling Birds at all. I have him there just for the damage immunity. And then we're going to go through and just kind of hit both of them. The really great thing with using Maul here is he basically is going to take like 5 turns in a row, 6 turns in a row when you're using this special and going through his, going down the line like that. So you can see that leadership bonus that we've gotten, that persuasive appeal, is ticking down a lot faster because Maul's taking so many turns in a row. So again, I'm just going between Palpatine and Vader because I want to keep their health down. I don't want them to have too much health based off what the modifier had said. And then it's really just kind of staying alive. Like that's all you need to do. And again, passing the damage immunity around with Bam. So just making sure that that's the case. You're not going to kill them. The thing that does suck here, to be honest with you, is that while we're waiting for this turn to come back around, we know we have it. We saw that one is done. Vader does ability block Maul, which is annoying because it also ability blocks the player modifier that we need. So you just want to kind of keep that in mind, that can happen. It's not the end of the world, but it is something that unfortunately can happen. And then he killed Bow. So I'm not going to 3-star this node with this team. However, I am going to get through it. And then we all get to watch this cutscene once you activate that player modifier. Because you can't kill them and you have to actually hit that player modifier button for this cutscene to trigger and you to kind of like win the node here, this is a great node to go in on and cheese Riposte with, or Armor or Shred. Riposte in particular, but just because it's going to take so long. Because again, you can't win. So you're either going to have them kill you or you're just going to sit there and time out. So we're going to go back in, same account. These are my discs. I am going to use a health steal med pack just for safety. I don't think it's necessary, but I'm going to do it for safety because I want to 3-star the node. And I'm going to go in with a full Lightside team here. I don't think I need any other consumables, so I'm not going to take them. But I wanted to go in just with kind of like a safety net just to make sure. I really don't want to have to come back and do this battle again because I am really tired of wasting energy in this Conquest. So I am going to do a Jedi team. I want to do Jedi Knight Luke lead because he also has that bonus leadership ability that will give everyone turn meter whenever you use it. So I want to be able to chew through that persuasive appeal buff as quickly as possible just to make sure that I am able to get through it quickly and survive. That was the key. And I was just double checking on the feat or on the modifier for this fight. You can't revive your allies. So I was contemplating taking Jolie for the revive to make sure I could still 3-star it. I am going to take him anyway just for the heal, even though I know that it can't be 3-starred. So Shock again for the heal and the cleanse because we're going to see dots. Hermit Yoda for the heal. And then I just wanted to take Jedi Master Luke because my voluntary Vanguard disc is going to put the taunt on him anyway. And I just wanted somebody to kind of be a meat shield for me. So I would recommend taking a tanky Jedi there for you. If you don't have Jedi Master Luke, you just want somebody to kind of be your meat shield. So I'm going to open up with Jedi Knight Luke's, his lovely ability there to kind of give everybody turn meter. I don't want to cleanse with shock right away. I just want to kind of go through it. I don't want to use her heal if I don't have to. I'm just, again, going through the motions, kind of keeping everything status quo. I don't want to heal if I don't have to. I don't want to cleanse if I don't have to. Just go through as much as possible. If I can gain turn meter or pass turns around or anything like that, then I will. But again, I'm just trying to keep them as healthy to make sure that they all survive and we can 3-star this. So really, again, same idea, just kind of trying to keep them low to make sure their damage to me is minimal. I also really like that Hermit Yoda can get Foresight here if needed, and that way we can kind of keep things low. Again, cleansing only when I need to, healing kind of when I feel like I need to. I know I'm coming up to this. I'm going to use the leadership ability, and now we can activate it again right away with Jedi Knight Luke. And we get to watch this lovely cutscene all over again. But all 5 of them have survived, so we get the 3-star and we get the light side, and that way we can just kind of carry on with our Conquest life here. And that's it for this boss. And it's definitely an interesting modifier, I think, that they've put on here that you can't kill them. But like I said, Lightside team done. Okay, guys, so that's Sector 4. It's pretty straightforward. A lot of it I will be going back to just because I want to be able to take my discs off, like I mentioned. I think that's really important just to get these, like, not necessarily cheese, but just to really take advantage of how many times we can get these debuffs out there and get the feats done. Hopefully this was really helpful for you. I would love to hear what you guys are using as well. And then all we have left is Sector 5. I'm going to have that for you later today at some point. And then we'll be done. And that's it. So thanks for watching, guys.